I'm really just screwing around, guys. Nothing to see here. We're doing a little hull watch, securing the hull. We have been war decked, so I'm listening to the U.S. news
I would love to have more information
on
about
Agenda
that.
Free
I
TV.
just don't have it right
Thanks, Agenda,
now.
for
That's all about.
allowing us background
I don't know what that's all
sound.
about.
Big shout out to those folks, all the moderators, and everybody that helps Steve out there on Agenda Free.
Haven't seen anything else about it.
Welcome to Prince Reza Pahlavi's press conference. I'm just going to give you a few bits of housekeeping before we kick off. The Prince is going to speak and give some introductory remarks. We're going to then have question and answers. He'll take questions in English, French, or Farsi. We're going to have about 20 or 30 minutes of questions. When you ask a question, could you give your name and organisation? Thank you very much. We're just about to kick off already.
Ladies and gentlemen, members of the International Press Corps, good afternoon. Thank you for being here today. This is a historic moment for our nation. I will begin with a brief message to my compatriots in Iran in Persian, which I will then translate. همیهنان ایران عزیز ما به جنگی کشیده شده که بانی آن شخص علی خامنه‌ای و فرقه تبهکار.
This is the son of the Shah of Iran. The Shah of Iran was the monarch of Iran who was kicked out, who was backed by the U.S. but was kicked out in the Iranian Revolution in 1979. He is an opposition figure, but he lives outside of Iran.
امنیت ایران را در هم شکسته و حاکمیت ملی را از ملت ایران ربوده است. این رژیم شکست خورده در لبه پرتگاه فروپاشی است و دیگر نباید ادامه پیدا کند. زمان پایان دادن به این تباهی و آغاز دوران نوین ایران است. زمان طلوع دوباره شیر و خورشید ایران. My fellow compatriots, our beloved Iran has been dragged into a devastating conflict, the architect of which is none other than Ali Khamenei and his corrupt, destructive faction. He has driven our nation's economy to the brink of collapse, plundered our national infrastructure and resources, squandered the nation's wealth on developing nuclear weapons, shattered Iran's security, and stolen the sovereignty of the Iranian people. This regime is defeated, teetering on the edge of collapse, and must not be allowed to continue. The time has come to end this ruin and begin a new era for Iran. This is a new dawn for Iran's lion and son. Ladies and gentlemen, over the past few days, I have spoken with people across Iran from every walk of life. An officer in the armed forces, a mother fleeing Tehran, a factory worker from Tabriz, a young woman, activist for the Women Life Freedom Movement. These voices represent a nation embattled but resilient, that is not asking for its freedom, it is fighting for it. From the 1999 student protests, to the Green Movement, to the 2017 Beima and 2019 Abanma uprisings, thousands of Iranians have given their lives in the fight for Iran's liberation. Today, millions of my brave compatriots continue the fight. One of their stories moved me deeply. In September 2022, Javad Haydari was murdered protesting the Islamic Republic's killing of Mahsa Amini. His sister has continued his fight. She's one of the hundreds of activists the regime has arrested and harassed in recent days. When security forces raided her home, she cried out, "Oh God, where shall we go? Where shall we go to flee from your tyranny?" One by one, her neighbors began to respond to her, "We're not going anywhere. They," meaning the regime, "are the ones who've got to go." These words echo in my heart and should echo in every corridor of power around the world. Today, it is clearer than ever. The Islamic Republic is collapsing. Credible reports indicate that Ali Khamenei's family and the family of senior regime officials are making preparations to flee Iran. The regime is on its last legs in towns and cities across the country. The military is fractured. The people are united. The foundation of this 46-year tyranny are shaking. This is our Berlin Wall moment. But like all moments of great change, it comes fraught. We stand at a crossroads. One road leads to bloodshed and chaos, the other to a peaceful and democratic transition. The difference in these two roads depends on one factor, and one factor alone: whether the current regime in Iran is allowed to survive. If the West throws the regime a lifeline, there will be more bloodshed and chaos, because this regime will not submit or surrender after it has been humiliated. It will lash out. As long as it is in power, no country and no people are safe, whether on the streets of Washington, Paris, Jerusalem, Riyadh, or Tehran. There is only one way to achieve peace: a secular, democratic Iran. I am here today to submit myself to my compatriots, to lead them down this road of peace and democratic transition. I do not seek political power, but rather to help our great nation navigate through this critical hour towards stability, freedom, and justice. To the people of Iran, I see your courage, I feel your pain. I know you are suffering. I know many of you are afraid for your loved ones, your children, your future. So I speak to you today with a heavy heart. I worked for years, for decades, so that the scourge of war would never reach the borders of our land. seeing the images of the people of Tehran forced to flee our beautiful capital, the explosions in Isfahan, the fires along the Persian Gulf, all fill me with pain. But more than pain, I am filled with anger because this war is the result of the selfishness, hatred, and terror of one man, Ali Khamenei. While he directs this war from the safety of his hidden bunker, he uses our people as human shields. It is time to end the suffering. So today, I have a direct message for Ali Khamenei. Step down, and if you do, you will receive a fair trial and due process of law, which is more than you have ever given any Iranian. To other senior regime officials, those of you whose hands are soiled with the blood of the Iranian people, you too will have to face justice. But we will not repeat the mistakes in other failed transitions. To those of you who are loyal to the Iranian nation and not the Islamic Republic, there is a future for you in a democratic Iran. If you join the people now, the choice is yours to make. I know these officers, these soldiers, these brave men exist because they are reaching out to me and telling me they want to be part of this national salvation. But now, greater coordination is needed. So to that end, today I am announcing that I am establishing a formal channel for military, security, and police personnel to reach out directly to me, my team, and our expanding operation. This is a secure platform to efficiently manage the growing volume of inbound communications and requests from those breaking with the regime and seeking to join our movement. For those patriotic members of our armed forces, the time is now to join the nation. If you do, I will make sure your service to Iran is not forgotten and is celebrated. To the international community, now is the moment to stand with the Iranian people. Do not repeat the mistakes of the past. Do not throw this regime a lifeline. You are right to be concerned about stopping nuclear weapons and securing regional stability. Only a democratic transition in Iran can ensure these goals are achieved and are lasting. Take, for example, the destruction of Natanz, Isfahan, and Fordo enrichment facilities. Yes, this has diminished the regime's domestic nuclear enrichment, but it does not diminish the regime's intent to acquire and use nuclear weapons. The regime, enraged and emboldened, will be seeking revenge and can acquire nuclear weapons from other rogue regimes like North Korea. The destruction of the regime's nuclear facilities alone will not deliver peace, but the path I offer can. So work with us to ensure a peaceful transition. Now is not the time for hesitation. Now is the time for principled action from each of us. 46 years ago, when my late father and our family were forced to leave Iran, I took an oath to God and to my country. I would not turn my back on Iran or the Iranian people. Every day since, I have dedicated my life to my compatriots. And today, I am here to reiterate it and to put myself at their service. I am stepping forward to lead this national transition not out of personal interest, but as a servant of the Iranian people. I have a clear plan for transition and national renewal. Our transition and future democracy will be based on these three core principles: Iran's territorial integrity, individual liberties and equality of all citizens, separation of religion and state. The final form of this future democracy we seek will be for the Iranian people to decide in a national referendum. What I offer is not just a vision for the future of our country, but the plan to execute a peaceful, orderly transition. To achieve that, today I am announcing the following initial steps. First, I will convene a National Unity Summit. This gathering will include activists, dissidents, and groups from across the ideological spectrum who agree to these three principles. It will not be limited just to political groups, but business leaders, professionals, experts, and other groups with influence across Iranian society. This summit's objective will be to agree on a roadmap for democratic transition and reconstruction. Second, in parallel to the democratic process, I am developing an economic plan to rebuild Iran. We have already launched the Iran Prosperity Project, a comprehensive plan for the economic reconstruction and social stabilization of our country in 3 phases. The emergency phase of the first 4 to 6 months, the establishment phase of 18 to 24 months, and the normalization phase, which is long-term. In the coming days, my team of experts will publish the plans for the first 100 days after the collapse of the Islamic Republic based on this work. We are bringing together some of the world's greatest investors, builders, entrepreneurs, and experts who care about Iran and see its immense potential. They stand ready to put in the expertise, the talent, and the capital to rebuild our nation and turn it into one of the world's most attractive markets. Imagine this new Iran, a free and democratic Iran, living at peace with our neighbors, an engine of growth and opportunity in the region, a beacon of culture, innovation, and pride in the world. It is within our reach. We are proud, ancient, resilient people. The task before us Iranians today is no less than the ones faced by the great leaders, the great unifiers, the great builders of our history, like Cyrus the Great. As we embark on the final steps of this path to national revival, to liberation, to peace, we continue to be inspired by him. To my compatriots, this is our moment. I am with you. Let us build this new Iran together. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm going to interrupt this. So, first of all, I will post a link to this where you can watch the Q&A if you want, okay? So he's going to take questions like a half hour. So if you want to watch it, I will post a link right now where I believe it's on his social media. So I'm going to post that right now. I want to. I'm posting the link right now. I want to update you on something. I just found the new alert for the shelter in place for the Qatar embassy. It's been posted. It's official. Look at this. Look at this. U.S. Embassy in Qatar. Shelter in place today. All it says is, out of an abundance of caution, we recommend American citizens shelter in place until further notice. No other explanation given. That's the U.S. Embassy in Qatar. I don't know why they posted that. I have no idea. I mean, it sounds like maybe they think Iran is going to attack something there. I don't know if they have intelligence, but I know it's literally, they recommend U.S. citizens in Qatar shelter in place until further notice. Okay, so I posted the link. You could go to Reza Pahlavi on X and watch the rest of his remarks. By the way, I don't know if people inside Iran who want a different regime will accept him, or might they go with somebody else. So he is an opposition figure. He is known, but there could be other opposition figures too. And I mean, the regime is still the regime right now. The regime hasn't collapsed yet. But this is big news. This is the U.S. Embassy in Qatar, literally saying, out of an abundance of caution, we recommend American citizens in Qatar shelter in place until further notice. Any American in Qatar, shelter in place until further notice. So I don't know what's up with this. I'm going to check some things on this, but this seems interesting. Seems concerning. I'm going to go put the Israel footage back up on the screen. I'll leave this on the screen. I'll check a couple other things. I have no idea why this came out. It's very strange that to have this out, and there's no explanation, there's no news on it. But you would think they might have some sort of intelligence that something's up. Is it real? Of course it's real. It's literally on their website. I'm showing you the website right now. You're looking at the website. Jeff Densley thinks something is going down. Hey, by the way, thank you to. If you want to see the speech and you missed it, you can rewind this broadcast. You can just rewind the broadcast and see it. Rewind it. It's all there. Hold on a second. No, I did not sleep yet. I was going to go to bed. I should be in bed, but I'm still doing this after that speech because I want to talk about this Qatar thing because I think it's important. Now, I don't know if we're going to get any more updates about this Qatar thing. We could hear more in 5 minutes, we could hear more, or they could just cancel it in 10 hours. I have no idea. But I'm going to try to find out more information about it. I mean, this is a very odd announcement. It's literally telling all American citizens in Qatar to shelter in place. p.m. in Qatar. I'm sure there's plenty of American citizens there who are tourists, and also plenty of American citizens there who are working, and now they all are supposed to shelter in place.
That's right. Don't go out.
Qatar is across the Persian Gulf from Iran. If I have that right, let me double check. My geography has been known to be wrong. It's close to Iran, I can tell you that. We'll double check. Just in Qatar. Just in Qatar. It's the only warning I've heard. I got it right. I got it right. How about that? How about that? It's across the Persian Gulf from Iran. So it's look. There's speculation that Iran could try to attack Americans or American interests in other Gulf countries as retaliation for the U.S. bombing of Iran. So the idea is they could go after Americans or American interests in, Qatar, UAE, places like that. But there it is. It's just an extraordinarily strange caution alert to just say this and to not say nothing, no explanation why in such a sweeping order. And it's not even saying like be aware. It's not even saying like don't go into crowds. It's literally saying as of now, shelter in place until further notice. I don't need anyone to confirm it because you're literally seeing it on the Qatar website. I'm sorry, this is literally the U.S. Embassy in Qatar website. There is no source that will confirm it better than literally seeing it on their website. Hey, thanks to Scott. Oh, Scott says he's in Qatar driving home. Thanks, Scott. Kidnapping risk, speedboat away from Iran? I'm gonna try to find out some more. Thanks, Crazy Waffle, 5150. Kazmira Flanagan, thank you so much. Rock K9. Rock K9, I haven't seen an update on the Iranian internet since yesterday, so I don't know if it's gotten any better since yesterday. As of yesterday, it was mostly not working according to Netflix. Stevie Augie, 1992, thank you. Journey to the Center of Health, thank you. Jason Dirk Morgan, thank you. The meeting between Putin and the foreign minister of Iran already happened. We were watching it. Thank you, Rayul, by the way, and Uncle Faithful. And also, Alien Leaf with Cheese, please. And Christine Lynn, and Legally Brunette, and James Pfeiffer, and Carol Kim. Let me see if I can find any other information about Qatar. very strange. This. Meanwhile, let me do this. There's that, there's this, there's that. Oops, no, I don't want that. I want this, and I want this. I really would like to get some information on this. It's just such a strange. It begs for more information. They didn't post it on their X account, but it's on their website.
Good morning, Twitch and YouTube viewers. We've been doing a little bit of EVE Online this morning, just kind of doing a little gas huffing. We've gotten both of the gas anomalies sucked up, and we're ready to dock up here at the fort and trade out some gas, jump in a miner, I think, maybe a scanner and a miner. I'm gonna do some scanning. I can only do one character at a time for scanning, but we can bring all 5 of us in to scan. We'll see. So we'll start with him, and he doesn't have much of a scanner. Yanar is really not my scanner. So let's see. I mean, he's doing fireworks and other stuff. He really is not a scanner. And this ship has not been equipped with a... Oh, my camera's not working. Guys, I'll be right back. I gotta do a bio break real quick. Just listen to the news reports a minute. I'll be right back.
Additional assets on a precautionary basis. Force protection is at its highest levels. Be in no doubt, we are prepared to defend our personnel, our assets, and those of our allies and partners. We are closely monitoring how energy markets are responding to the conflict, and we have been extremely clear with the Iranians. Any action to blockade the Straits of Hormuz would be a monumental act of economic self-harm, making a diplomatic solution even harder. Mr. Speaker, we are also maintaining sharp focus on other conflicts in the region. First and foremost, the catastrophic plight of Gazans and the ongoing ordeal of the hostages and their loved ones, all fearing that this war leaves them forgotten. Today I met Ali Sharabi, held in chains by Iranian-backed terrorists, who was released from Hamas captivity only to discover they had murdered his family. Last week, Israeli Defense Forces recovered the bodies of 2 hostages, as well as that of Shai Levinson, an Israeli and British family killed on October the 7th. which Hamas has been cruelly keeping from their loved ones. And Palestinian civilians, 500,000 facing starvation, over 400 reportedly killed in recent weeks trying to access food, while Gazan hospitals have had to stop services vital for childbirth and emergency surgeries. This is appalling, Mr. Speaker. It's unacceptable and it must finally end. The Israeli government must lift aid restrictions, Hamas must release all the hostages. An immediate ceasefire has never been more urgent. Mr. Speaker, the consequences of the current situation are hard to predict. History can offer us no guide after events unprecedented in the region.
Well, I don't know if I announced that or not. Welcome back, Twitch viewers. We're not on break. We're just doing a little Eve Online, a little different. I'm maintaining a watch on the news. So,
And security for our people across the region. We will continue to persevere with diplomacy and commend the state.
Shadow Secretary of State Dame Priti Patel.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. 2 weeks ago, the IAEA produced a report that was damning on the Iranian regime. Iran was not cooperating, breaching its obligations, and had over 400 kilograms of uranium enriched to 60%, far beyond any level needed for a civilian nuclear program, and enough material to create at least 9 nuclear devices. Their nuclear facilities are buried deep underground to hide their program, and all this from a despotic, authoritarian regime that represses and tortures its own people. It's committed to the annihilation of Israel, the world's only Jewish state, and is responsible for so much of the suffering in the region through its sponsorship of terrorist proxies. It is supporting Putin in his illegal war against Ukraine, and is involved in plots and activities to undermine our national security here at home on a daily basis. Mr. Speaker, it is for these reasons and many, many more that the Iranian regime must never be allowed to have nuclear weapons. That is why we stand with those working to stop them. As His Majesty's opposition, the House will know that we will always put the defence and security of our country first. And that's why we will work constructively with the government to secure the protection of British people and our national interests. We will support the government when they're doing the right thing, but also question, challenge and press ministers to go further when we think more needs to be done to safeguard our interests. It is in that spirit of constructive scrutiny, in the national interest, that I put these questions and points to the Foreign Secretary. Firstly, British nationals and dual nationals continue to be stranded in Israel and the Middle East due to airspace closures. Now, I've written to the Foreign Secretary about this matter and note the progress with today's flights, and I do want to thank the Foreign Office for the work they've been doing with many families who I've been in touch with as well, who have been able to get on that flight today. So can the Foreign Secretary tell us how many British nationals may need to
oh
be
man,
repatriated?
I mean, this
What
isn't
resources
working.
are being deployed to support those efforts? Is there enough capacity to match the numbers that is needed to lead? And why does it seem that the US and other European countries were ahead of us in their operational planning to bring back their citizens? The Foreign Secretary has mentioned the US Embassy advice, and now he's given advice to British nationals in Qatar today. Will there be any further notifications for other British nationals? Second, on Iran's nuclear program, the Foreign Secretary on radio this morning
And
could not
it's
say how
still
effective
spawning.
weekend strikes were, and I understand that will take time to get information. But if more strikes are planned to further degrade Iran's nuclear
So I wonder
capacities,
why.
will the government consider supporting these? The government has not taken a clear position on the actions that the US and Israel have taken, but we have seen reports of the apparent legal advice from the Attorney General cautioning against UK involvement. And while I appreciate that the Foreign Secretary cannot comment on any legal advice, does the government have a position on the lawfulness of
I
this
don't
advice?
I
Does
don't
he
understand
welcome
why
the
it's
aims as
doing
well as the
this,
means to achieve this?
though.
Does he share my cynicism about Iran's attempt to cloak itself in the UN Charter? That's the same UN Charter it has undermined with its brutality for decades. And can the Foreign Secretary confirm if the US will be permitted to take action from Diego Garcia should future
But that's
strikes
better,
on Iran be needed
I
for
think.
actions to defend Israel? Or does the government
Gee.
think there are legal barriers to
And it's still,
Third, with heightened tensions in the region, can the Foreign Secretary give an update on what further steps are being undertaken to safeguard British military assets in the region and our partners from any unwise military action taken by the Iranian regime? And I say this considering the reports that we heard about over the weekend with the arrest of a suspected Iranian spy plot targeting our base in Cyprus. Are we now stepping up efforts to protect bases? Fourth, what steps are being taken across government and with our police, counter-terrorism, security services to reassess the domestic threat levels? The Foreign Secretary cannot go into operational details, so can he give assurance on the robust action and disruptions to any potential Iran-backed plots that are underway? He mentioned, and rightly so, the issue of Gaza and the fact that we absolutely must work together in terms of ensuring that humanitarian aid gets to people desperately in need of aid. Can the Foreign Secretary update us on what steps he's been taking to engage with Israel to get more aid into Gaza? And does he agree that Iran must be weakened to end their ability to sponsor Hamas and other terrorists in the region?
Foreign Secretary.
I'm very grateful, Mr. Speaker, to the tone and the cooperative context in which the Honourable Lady has made her remark, and quite rightly she has a number of questions which I will attempt to answer. But let me just begin by saying, fundamentally, we are in agreement that Iran and the regime in Iran can never have a nuclear weapon, and all of our efforts are designed to ensure that that is the case. And the whole House will understand that this is not just about Iran, the region, and global security. It's because we have to remain steadfast in our commitment to not see nuclear proliferation. And if Iran got the nuclear weapon, clearly there will be others in the region that seek to follow. And so it's a sober commitment that really begins 80 years ago that we must see to completion in relation with their ambitions. She asked about the British nationals in Israel. There are just over 4,000 British nationals that have registered their interests following our appeal last week, and we would estimate that somewhere between 15 to 25% of them indicate, this is following a pattern in previous crises in Israel and in the region, take up of British assistance to leave. Kashmirs, the airspace has been closed, and so that offer up until this point was about getting them to the border. But I'm very pleased that that flight has landed and taken off. We hope to work with the Israeli government on further flights in the area. My understanding is that there has been a military plane that the Americans have put on for their citizens from Israel, but she will understand the uniqueness of the relationship that the United States has with America that facilitated that opening up, and I'm very pleased that we have been able to garner that same agreement today with the Israeli government. This is an ongoing and fast-moving situation. She has heard what I have advised British nationals in Qatar today, and of course we'll keep this under close review, and there may need to be further updates over the course of the next few days. It was important that I was in Washington DC, sitting with the US administration, and in that meeting with Marco Rubio and Steve Witkoff last week, it was very clear to me that all options were on the table, and President Trump had those options in front of us. I of course discussed with them in detail the trip that I would be making alongside my French, German and the European High Representative in Geneva, and they were keen and hopeful that that might be successful. It was not successful, but we continue to press the Iranians to take the offer to ensure that they are in compliance. She asks about the legal advice. That must rightly be a matter for the US government in relation to their action. And I'm pleased that she mentioned the ministerial code. She will know that Section 213 of the ministerial code prevents those of us in government, she has been in government in the past, discussing legal advice so that government can operate in the appropriate way. But I would say to her, this was not our action. We have been clear that we were not involved. She asked also whether we had any requests from the US government. We did not get such a request, but we were notified before the action took place. She asked also about state threats, and it is right to say that we have thwarted 20 such state threats since 2022 in this country, and she will know, including the highest tier that we put Iran on for national interference, that we take the threats from Iran very seriously, and we are reviewing and will come forward with legislation in the coming months in relation to the gaps that Sir John Paul found in how we deal with state threats in our country.
The Select Committee, Dame Emily Thornbury.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. The only way to stop Iran from building a nuclear bomb is a deal. There cannot be a deal without negotiations, and there cannot be negotiations without trust. And given that President Trump tore up the first nuclear deal and is now acting alongside Israel, whose attack last week ended the US-Iran negotiations for a new nuclear deal, and given that the war aims of this campaign are so unclear, an emboldened Netanyahu government is calling for a regime change, and President Trump is hinting at it too. It can be difficult to see how in all those circumstances there can be negotiations based on trust. Does the Foreign Secretary agree that Britain must continue to play a role in these negotiations, even though they must seem an incredibly difficult and challenging prospect?
Foreign Secretary.
Well, I'm very grateful to my right honourable friend, the chair of the Foreign Affairs Committee, for her question. And it goes to the heart of where the UK should be at this time. And that is at the centre of the diplomatic effort. A diplomatic effort that will be necessary at the end of this process. Because sadly, once you have the ability to enrich uranium to 60%, that knowledge is not lost. It is the stepping stone to an advanced weapon, and therefore only a diplomatic solution and the correct framework can ensure that we keep the global community safe.
Liberal Democrat spokesperson Cameron.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I also thank the Foreign Secretary for the advanced side of his statement. On these benches, Mr. Speaker, we share in the condemnation of an Iranian regime that poses an existential threat to Israel and has terrorised its own people as surely as citizens from other countries around the world, including the UK. That is why we support the consensus in this House that Iran can never be allowed to have nuclear weapons. Yet it is not clear that military action by Israel and the US can provide the long-term lock on Iran's nuclear ambitions which we need. Following this weekend's strike, it is reported that Iran will work at pace to develop weapons with what remains of their enriched uranium supplies. This should give pause to those on the Conservative and Reform benches who have breathlessly echoed President Trump's line that these strikes have been an unrivaled success. For instead of bringing security, Trump and Netanyahu's unilateral actions have increased uncertainty and the risk of a full-scale regional war. Their belief that might is right both further erodes the rule-based international order and undermines the prospects of containing Iran and other rogue states in the long term. This is not in the UK's interest. That is why Liberal Democrats have called consistently for the application of robust diplomacy, supported by IAEA monitoring and grounded in international law, as the only sustainable way permanently to limit Iran's nuclear ambitions. Our immediate priority must now be to ensure the safety and support of British nationals in the region, learning the lessons of unacceptable delays on previous occasions. So I ask the Foreign Secretary, why has it taken over a week since the start of strikes to begin repatriating Britons from Israel? And what more is being done to support those in the wider region who remain silent on the legality of this conflict, Mr. Speaker? Will the Foreign Secretary now commit to publishing the Attorney General's advice on whether any UK involvement in this conflict would constitute a breach of international law? And will he confirm that this House will be given a vote before any decision for the UK to enter this conflict?
Foreign Secretary.
Well, Mr. Speaker, I agree with the Honourable Gentleman and the thrust of his remarks, which are around diplomacy and the need for diplomacy at this time. And he's absolutely right about the malign intent of the IRGC and the Iranian regime, whose desire is to wipe Israel off the map. And we must stand up to that pernicious ideology. Our attempts are to gain de-escalation, and I would remind you that just yesterday Vice President Vance has said that delaying the development of a nuclear weapon was the goal. We're at war with Iran's nuclear program. We're not at war with the Iranian people, and it's important to keep that in his mind's eye. He asked about British nationals. He's heard what I said about the airspace being closed and pleased that that first flight has taken off. And I would remind him also that successive UN resolutions, Resolution 2231 particularly, I would refer him to in relation to this long-standing breach. He asked about the legal advice. He's heard my comments on the legal advice. We were not involved. This is not our legal context. We asked about publishing the agents. That might have been appropriate if we were involved, but I don't think it is. But we're not involved, and so there's no such advice to publish.
Dan Carter.
We're listening here as the British Foreign Secretary is continued to be asked questions regarding the U.S. strikes that happened on several nuclear sites in Iran. That happening over the weekend, the announcement made by President Trump Saturday night. Thank you all for joining us here at Live Now from Fox on this Monday, June 23rd. My name is Claudia Kara. We're going to continue to follow this breaking news story, continuing to bring all of these reactions that we're getting from Iran.
Oh, this must be, yeah. Okay. I can go out like that. No problem. Oh goodness. Hello. Hello YouTube and Twitch. Hello once again. I'm just we're rolling the hole. And they can't get it to go crit.
I use a pink salt trick because I was over 220 pounds and now I can't stop melting. I worked at a clinic in Hollywood and used this recipe when I was desperate to fit into my clothes. Almost nothing fit anymore. This is the same secret pink salt recipe that international models and fitness influencers use to lose weight fast, but they sign million-dollar contracts to keep it hidden. When I discovered the pink salt method at the clinic, I thought it was just another empty promise. But I was so frustrated that I decided to give it a try.
Piloting my cruiser, everything's in sight. Warp drive humming, everything feels right. Ship's fully fitted, ready for the fight. In the world of Eve, we're reaching new heights. I'm an Eve enjoyer, soaring high above. Battles and adventures, stories that we love. Join me in the universe, there's so much to do. By you an Eve enjoyer, V12. Mining in the belt, resources abound. Trading on the market, making ice rounds. Alliances are forged, some bridges we burn. In the game of Eve, there's so much to learn. I'm an Eve enjoyer, stories high above. Battles and adventures, stories that we love. Join me in the universe, there's so much to do. Are you an Eve enjoyer? V12. From wormholes to nullsec, the journey is a prize. Every jump we take, new challenges arise. The galaxy's our playground, endless and wide. Come and be an Eve enjoyer, take it all in stride. I'm an Eve enjoyer, soaring high above. Battles and adventures, stories that we love. Join me in the universe, there's so much to do. Are you an Eve enjoyer? V12, set your course and chart the path. The adventures are with you. In the world of Eve Online, it's all waiting for you. I'm an Eve enjoyer, through and through. Come aboard, be an Eve enjoyer too.
In New Eden space, where the stars don't sleep, alone Ishtar glides, where the shadows creep. Spin master at the helm, drones ready to fly. In the heart of the haven, where the rats die. Engines roar to life, a graceful spin in sight. Drones unleashed and deadly, piercing through the night. spin my drone ship right round, round, drone ships right round. In the chaos, I'm the queen, never slowing down, spin right round. Frigates fall to pieces, cruisers break in two, drones dance through the fire, like the storm they flew. Battleships crumbling, defenses torn apart, with Spin Master's drones, this is just the start. Evading every shot, in the spin I trust. Rats' dreams now shattered, turn to stardust. Spin my drone ship right, right, round, drone ships right, right, round. In the chaos, I'm the queen, never slowing down. Spin my drone ship right, right, round. Master of the Ishtar, drones obey my call. In New Eden, I conquer all. Spin my drone ship right, right, round, round, drone ships right, right, round. In the chaos, I'm the queen, never slowing down. Spin my drone ship right, right, round. In New Eden's night, where legends are crowned, spin my drone ship right round, right round.
This is the pink salt recipe that took me from 178 to 126 in just a few weeks. And you know what's the best part? It's natural, simple, has zero side effects, and takes less than a minute to make. Forget those $2,000 injections. This one's just 4 ingredients. It's been a month since I started drinking 1 cup of this trick every morning, and I dropped 3 dress sizes in just a few days. My followers even nicknamed it the at-home Mounge Pen. But honestly, I had to stop. It was the second time in a month I had to buy smaller clothes. My doctor literally told me to eat a burger and stop going to the gym, just so I wouldn't have to donate my entire wardrobe. Almost no one believes me when I say I used to be overweight. But the truth is, no one even got the chance to see me like that. After I started using this recipe, I kept asking myself, why are these companies still making billions selling those ridiculously overpriced pens, while runway models and over 9,212
In the depths of space where the void calls your name, you where the void calls your name. You fire at
I got myself a freighter called the Slumbering Sloth. She's slow and she's bulky. Oh, what a hoss. First time we set out from Jeddah to Amar, I knew it wouldn't be easy, but we made it this far. Lumbering through the black like a drunken hippo dance. Every ganker out there just looking for a chance. But I can't help loving this clunky brick. Even when we're ambushed, I still get a kick. I like big ships and I cannot lie. You other pilots can't deny.
When a day walks in with his cargo hold filled and that master's hold is revealed, you get sprung, wanna pull up tough. You know that ship is stuffed with cargo to the brink, gotta haul that load. Johnny Trade never gets old.
Dodging gankers left and right in the lanes of old. Every trip's an adventure, every
hollow story told.
Catalysts in the shadows,
Waiting for a train.
but my slumbering sloth, she
Give it all she's got.
warping takes forever. Like
And ships that never dry.
But there's a magic in her lumber.
You know there's a beauty in the sight.
She's ugly and she's costly.
And she's well as candy.
But when she hits that dock,
It's a sight to see.
I like big ships and I cannot lie.
You're the pilots can't deny when a freighter walks in with his cargo hold filled and that massive hold is revealed. You get sprung, wanna pull up tough, 'cause you know that ship is stuffed with cargo to the brink, gotta haul that load. Finally, it never gets old.
Through the highs and the lows, every gate we cross, in the slumbering sloth, I'm the captain, I'm the boss. From the shield's last flicker to the cargo's safe touch, I can't help but love her.
Oh, I love her so much. I love my freighters are cool, but I do love my barge. You other pilots can't deny when a freighter walks in with his cargo hold filled and that massive hold is revealed. Where you get sprung, wanna pull up tough, 'cause you know that ship is stuffed with cargo to the brink, gotta haul that load. That never gets old.
So here's to the freighters, the haulers of the stars. Though they're slow and unwieldy, they're the true space czars. In the slumbering sloth, I'll take another spin. 'Cause flying big ships, man, that's where the fun begins.
Fun began.
I like big ships and I can't
Cannot lie. You other pilots can't deny when a freighter walks in with his cargo hold filled and that massive hold is revealed. Well, you get sprung, wanna pull up tough, 'Cause you know that ship is stuffed with cargo to the brink. Gotta haul at a load. Flying freight never gets old. I do love my blankie. I stand tall.
Fly safe, y'all.
All right, guys. We're gonna do one here. I think my camera's working.
My goal weight is feeling healthy.
Running a 5K.
Loving how I feel in my clothes. Hers can help you achieve your goals through a range of personalized weight loss treatments, including GLP-1 injections and support for nutrition, hydration, sleep, and movement. Go for your goals with Hers. GLP-1 starting at $165 per month. Begin your weight loss journey at forhers.com.
All right, so
Get those hamster wheels turning round, 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 round. Engineers at work, servers need repair. We're all just hoping soon we'll be there. With our fingers crossed, we're counting every minute. Hamsters on their wheels, gotta keep them in it. Down, 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 down. Get those hamster wheels turning round,
round, round, round.
in the downtime we're waiting, feeling blue. But those hamsters keep on running, bringing the game back to you. Keep on running, bringing the game back to you. So we wait and we chat till the servers return. Hamsters running hard for the game we yearn. Server down, 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 down. Get those hamster wheels turning round, 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 round.
As an owner of Walton Goggins goggle glasses, I know how to make slick-looking goggle/glasses. But I have no idea how to make slick social media-styled stuff to sell it.
But GoDaddy Aero uses AI not only to create social content out of thin air, it can build a whole social media calendar just for my business. So all I had to do was upload a video of me and my pretty face, and voila.
Walton Goggins goggle glasses are great gifts for all guys and gals. Try saying that 10 times fast.
Look like you know what you're doing at GoDaddy.com.
Hi, BM. Welcome into the Ice Bucket, where you have a license to chill. Appreciate you coming in. I'm just screwing around here in Eve. I was playing some Marquee Dragon. This one's for the gang. Appreciate you coming in.
Your style really
Burn
tanked.
dead.
Flying that big ship, now it's spanked.
Wrong ship, wrong ship.
What the fuck were you thinking? Now your wreck's on the grid, your rep is sinking. Haulers blues, what were you smoking? Cargo worth a fortune, now you're choking. 30 billion in the hole, that's bold. Inexperienced motherfucker, you've been trolled. That cargo's worth too much, you dumb fuck. Thought you were clever, but you're shit out of luck. Flex tanking might be bold, but it's a joke in the harsh.
Doing well. Appreciate it. Hey, welcome in. Like I said, I was going to shut this off so you could hear me, because I know I got that running loud. At least it's loud in my ears. You're a new viewer. Appreciate you coming in. I do all kinds of stuff. Eve Online. We do a flight simulator Sunday fun day each week. I do American Truck Sim and iRacing. Can't get my iRacing to work this week for some reason. We'll figure it out. I'm looking at Intel channels you can't see. But welcome in. They call me Iceman. And that's not working today. Good job, Ice. Good job. I don't think it's working. But it's still not playing. None of it's working. It's playing. But it's not playing my audio. Plays it over here. Everything looks right except for that. I'm not getting it in my ears for some reason. Well, I got a song, but I sure don't know where it is.
Cargo worth a fortune, now you're choking. You've been trolled. You're a dumb motherfucker, acting like a space sucker. But really, you're a fool in this galactic pool. Shouldn't be flying, cause all you do is dying. In the cold of New Eden, your tears aren't worth buying. Paula's blues, what were you smoking? Cargo worth a fortune,
I wish I
now
could
you're
skip
choking. 30
like
million in the hole,
more
that's
days so I can use
inexperienced
hams. Yeah.
motherfucker, you've been
Well, what do you mean? Oh, I know you got a ship or something. You need burning a hole in your pocket. That's what I do. Are you in some block? What do you mean? I'm in a wormhole. I live in a wormhole.
Paula's blues.
I do
Learn the
wormhole
ropes.
ops, mostly.
Or keep buying
A little
ships
bit of
and
high-tech
crashing
mining
hopes.
every now and again.
In New Eden, it's a hard knock life, so fly smart and avoid the strife.
Why am I told when it's having a head?
Picking another song. Where is it? It's got to be on here. There it is. I like that one too. That was a good one.
This is Pod 5, the first fully immersive sleep system.
I hate when they give me
adapted
commercials. Yeah, wormholer. I do pretty much all wormhole. I don't do a lot of streams because it's so secure. Most of the ops I do. Yeah, you understand. So I'm gonna get in another character here. I got all my PI caught up. This guy's in a Mar, he's new. I haven't done hardly anything with him. He should actually, well, I hope that's not louder than my voice. And it is there. What did you mean about some block? Like, alliance or, I don't know what you mean. So, this guy's in a Mar, he's brand new. He's been doing missions. I'm thinking about doing another mission. This one here was a pretty good one. And it's just jumping out to Boronai and picking up somebody. But it's got to have a frigate, basically, so I'm in a frigate. I'm going to jump this guy. Executioner. I need to run this. He ain't gonna give me anything. Just some loyalty points. Very little cash. Very little loyalty points, really. So I'm going to do this one real quick. We'll get this and call it a day on stream. Just do a little short stream if I can. I'm trying to get a multi-trainer. I should go back in there and look. Actually, duh.
With Chewy, get their mealtime match delivered fast, like Sparky on Turkey Tuesday. Meanwhile, Bella prefers style over speed and tuna over turkey. Turkey Tuna Tuesday it is. For low prices and for life with pets,
Hate them
there's
commercials.
Chewy. Engines roar as metal burns, breakage drifts and...
Oh, this is a new one. Oh, that's not a new one. I had one more I wanted to play.
Out in the vastness of the starlit night,
Alright.
Marky dragons
It's a pitiful fight. So we're going to go ahead and undock and do this mission. I've got to go get this and come back.
what's he gonna do? Oh, Marky, why'd you leave them all alone? Your drones are drifting in the cosmic zone. You hit warp speed
And away you flew. You left your drones. Oh, Marky Poo. I just did that with my probes a minute ago. In the hole. These guys are probably yelling at me, actually. So I'm in a character, this guy I'm doing missions with. He's not in the corp yet. Oh, okay. Block. Okay, I get you now. I don't know why. I'm new. I'm really pretty green still. Oh, Marky, why'd you leave them all alone? In the cosmic zone. And away you flew. Left your drones behind. Marky Poo Poo.
in the the tavern, they all shake their head.
So,
Marquis drones lost their signals dead.
like I said, this guy's new. He's just doing missions right now, get his skills up and stuff. I can't do anything with his skills because I'm still waiting in the MAR for a multi-trainer. I can't seem to find one I have enough money for. And I don't have any more money. Jump in the... Activating the gate. Well, forget it into... Why'd you leave them all alone?
Your drones are drifting in the cosmic zone. You hit warp speed
And away you flew.
left your drones behind.
Oh, Marky Boo-hoo. What?
So if you spot drones adrift, think of Marky's tale.
Hostile entities in...
Don't let your own fleet stray in this cosmic gale. Scoop them up, keep them close, show them the light. Hold on tight to your drones, make their futures bright.
On Fiverr, you can find the perfect freelancer to build your website. But you probably already know a guy who knows a guy who has a cousin who has a neighbor who can do it. Well, we also know a guy, Vlad, a freelance web developer with tons of reviews like this. We also know Kate, Carla, Shannon, and Greg, who are
Just killing the rats. I think. I don't know, maybe I'm not. He's repping himself. Yeah, he's repping himself and I ain't got no more cap. Actually slowing down there helped me. Yeah, that may help slowing down there. Got all them. Got all them, buddy. Survived. Ooh, I got one more. Okay, that's all of them. Oh, take the scraps too. Quit your silly nonsense. What am I posting? I know that was boring, but I had to check all those boxes. All those wrecks I killed. Gotta get a few goodies. Alright, this seems to be a mining site. There's not a lot left. But there are a few rocks. A lot of scordite and feldspar. I need to come back here and mine. Uh-oh. Gotta get all the wrecks. You know, it don't pay off too good, but one day I'm gonna get big on it. Nothing in any of them, man. What the heck? Really? That's a pretty little deal. I wish I could keep it. Pretty little deal. Sure wish I could keep it.
Saving money feels right. Just like when things are packed tidy and tight. Get auto insurance.
On Fiverr, you can find the perfect freelancer to build your website.
You got ganked.
Your style really tanked.
Flying that big ship.
Now you're spanked.
Wrong fit, wrong ship. What the fuck were you thinking? Now your wreck's on the grid. Your wreck
Rap is stinking.
Tall as blues. What were you smoking? Cargo worth a fortune. Now you're choking. 30 billion in the hole.
That's bold. You've been trolled.
That cargo's worth too much. You dumb fuck. Thought you were clever, but you're shit out of luck. Flex tanking might be bold, but it's a joke in the harsh void of space. You're now
That's bold. Oh, I meant to check in here while I was here. I was going to check the market and see if I still had. Yep. Alright, I'm going to change this once and for all. Yeah, I'll get He still doesn't have enough money for. Oh, he bought it. That's right. He bought it. It's in here, right? Yeah, it's in here. He's got a headset. If I can get into the hole. Yeah, multi-trainers are up. They leveled off, but they stayed high. Man, I need one bad. I don't even know how long we've got left. Omega character. He'll be Omega until August 18th, right after my birthday. But he needs one. Just one. He got a bunch of stuff he needs to train. He's got unclaimed prizes. I gotta be careful what I take though, because well. That needs to sell. I don't want to do another mission, so I'm going to call it here, guys. Thanks for coming in. We'll see you next time, right here in the Ice Bucket, where you have a license to chill. That's messed up. That's messed up. Boy. Later days, guys. Thanks. Appreciate you joining. Catch you next time, right here in the Ice Bucket, where you have a license to chill.